Okay, before we jump into the video, I wanted to let you know about an amazing promotion that's going on right now where you can make $900 within 1 month of donating plasma. And when I say 1 month, that seems like a long time, but really all you're doing is donating plasma 8 different times, which if you've done it before, doesn't take that long. You go to the plasma center, maybe from when you walk in the building to when you leave the building, it's an hour and a half, and each time you're making over $100. So if you want access to that easy money and you have a BioLife plasma center in your area, go ahead and click on the link in the description and get signed up to get scheduled to take advantage of this great bonus. You can make $900 in those first 8 donations. And then if you've watched my other videos, you can take a break for a while until another good promotion rolls around, or you can keep donating plasma, keep making money, just at not as high a rate as this is, but you know, if you don't mind it, might as well keep that extra income flowing in. So without further ado, the topic of this video is, can donating plasma lead to permanent scarring? And the short answer is yes. I have a scar that I can show you. Hopefully with this lighting and the camera, I can kind of give you an idea of what the plasma scar looks like. So sometimes, you know, really the scar tissue doesn't contrast too much with my skin, and so unless you're looking for it, you might not notice it, but it's actually a pretty big area. It's maybe the size of, almost the size of like a dime, is my scar there. And I honestly haven't donated in months and months, probably since my last video that I actually released on this channel. I haven't donated in probably maybe up to a year. Up to this point, I actually scheduled my first plasma appointment for BioLife so I can get the $900 as well. So I'll be going there tomorrow. But the point is, the scar does appear after donating consistently. It does last. And I'm actually going to show you some pictures here from my sister and her husband. They were both pretty regular plasma donors, and they both also have permanent scarring from it. And again, it might not be too noticeable if you're not looking for it. But I mean, if you're not wearing a long sleeve shirt, people may see that, and some people may not want to have that kind of scarring. And so if that's concerning to you, then donating plasma might not be the greatest thing to do if you just want to avoid scars at all costs. That being said, there are ways that you can minimize the amount of scarring that might take place. And so I'll give you a couple of those tips. The first one being is maybe rotate arms that you donate with. If you are fortunate enough to have good enough veins that the phlebotomists are skilled and comfortable enough to rotate which arm they use. In fact, most plasma centers will require you to have 2 different veins to be able to donate through. They want to make sure that you're going to be a consistent donor for them. And so often when you're screening or getting your physical and going in for your first appointment, they're going to check and make sure that, 1, you have a good first option for a vein, and then 2, there's a backup in case, you know, something happens where you get injured in that area or whatever might prevent you from donating from the first option. So keep that in mind. You could alternate back and forth. That would make the scarring more minimal. It may, if you go regularly enough, just give you scars on each arm. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Obviously, again, the thing you can do if you really don't want scars is just not donate at all, or you could donate less frequently. So what I recommend doing if you want to really maximize the money you make with donating plasma, and I've mentioned this in videos before, you look for donation centers near your area that are offering a new donor bonus or have a promotion for returning donors, much like this one I referenced at the beginning of the video. And it's usually a month-long bonus where you can make $900, $1,000. Take advantage of that, sign up, donate those, you know, the 8 minimum required times to fully take advantage of that bonus. They'll pay you out like $100 each time, and then take a break until the next bonus rolls around. Most of the time that cycle with the same center is about 6 months. So between finishing, say take BioLife for example, and I don't know 100% if this is their policy, but what I've observed in the past communicating with plasma centers and taking advantage of these bonuses is that after you finish taking advantage of that promotion, you wait about 6 months, and then they'll consider you a new donor or they'll have another promotion rolling around that you can take advantage of. And so if you don't want to wait a whole 6 months to start making money through this method, another thing you can do is find another plasma center and switch to them, take advantage of their bonus, and kind of do a rotation throughout the months to bouncing from center to center. Now, I don't recommend doing that more often than once every few months, just because it's not a super convenient thing to do. You do have to get reestablished at the center. They do want to take you through a physical if they haven't seen you in a while. And so the other thing is, between switching from one center to another, they may want you to wait longer than the normal 48 hours between your last donation, or 7-day period between your last 2 donations to the next donation. And so that's just something to keep in mind. They may have kind of a waiting period for you to officially switch, but they really don't want to exclude any donors that are interested in moving to a different center. I mean, more donors for them, the better. So they're not going to prevent you from switching. There's nothing wrong with doing that, but they are aware of how often you've donated, how regularly. These records are available to all plasma centers regardless of the company. It's a government regulated thing. They don't want you to be donating more than twice a week for your own safety. And so for that reason, when you sign up with a new center, you can't just flop back and forth all the time. You have to do a maximum of 2 donations within a 7-day period, no more than 2 within 48 hours. Or sorry, no more than 1 within 48 hours. So that's kind of the gist is, yeah, you can get a scar. I have a scar. I showed you pictures of other scars, and it's really, I think, just personal preference whether that bothers you or not. I keep donating plasma. It really doesn't bother me. I've never had somebody assume that I was on drugs because I have a scar there. I think more often than not, people that have these scars are plasma or whole blood donors, and so really that's not a hard thing to explain either if someone ever were to question you about that. But if you're not one of those people that's bothered by the potential of getting a scar on the inside of your elbow here, then I definitely recommend donating plasma as a great way to supplement your income, especially when these great bonuses roll around. So again, if you're interested and you do have a BioLife plasma center in your area, follow the link below to get more information about this promotion. If you like this video, if you found it helpful, please subscribe to my channel. I make a lot of plasma videos, is what I've done historically. I'm making money-making videos and financial growth videos, passive income videos. In the future, that's what I've got on the docket that's coming up. So please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate those of you that have stuck around and watched my content, and we'll see you in the next video.